These are huge. Hey, so it has been the next day and we have dehydrated some of the peppers that we harvested yesterday. Now we have red peppers, green peppers. These are all mild peppers and I've put them in the same jar. They're just in a mason jar, and what I've done is I vacuum sealed them, and then we would use these in the winter time. We've been doing this, I don't know, 12 years maybe with our vegetables, just vacuum sealing them and then reusing them. And you put them, once it hits liquid, then it just rehydrates back. So if you want to use it in a quiche, scrambled eggs, meat dishes, casseroles, etc., you just pop them back into the liquid, and then the peppers rehydrate to their original form, and you just use them. So this is good because it'll keep us the whole winter when the weather isn't maybe as good, or at the moment obviously unpredictable. This is happening everywhere, so this is a good thing to do, and I encourage you to do that. Now on to something else, because there has been so much news happening. I hope you can hear me well because we have the dehydrator running. There's been so much news happening all over the world, whether it's to do with a new disease, food insecurities, there's just so many, fuel, just so many things, and it's coming at you, you know, pounding and pounding and pounding, one thing after the other. But it's good to really keep a level head, and to ensure that you're doing as much as you can for yourself, your family, and others that you are helping, so that you can get the things that you need and prepare and store up the things that you need. Now, one of the things that we are, this is Peaches, by the way. One of the things that we are, well, what I'm doing is I am preparing a lot of premixes. So, for example, like I'm preparing today, I'm going to prepare a scallop potato mix. You know, the seasoning that goes over scallop potatoes when you slice the potatoes. In the box packets are, you know, they come in the little sachets in the box with the dehydrated potatoes. But because we're growing a lot of potatoes, I'm making the actual mix, and I'll store them in the jars. I'll store them in the mason jars. Some of them will have to go in the fridge and some won't. For example, I'm doing a scallop potato one, I'm doing a au gratin potato, and an Alfredo sauce. Now the Alfredo sauce, that requires Parmesan cheese. Now it probably doesn't have to go in the fridge, but once that Parmesan cheese is opened, and yeah, you probably should put it in the fridge, but it does require milk, dry milk powder. So I'm preparing those, so as the winter comes, I don't have to worry about getting any other things that we probably don't need. So I'd encourage you to probably research doing something like that, where you can store up things to make. Or what really is happening is we're going back years and years and years and years back, in probably the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, where there were not boxed foods like how there is now. You know, everything now is convenience, and we have to go back to way back where everything was, you know, your grandmother, your mother, where everything was made from scratch. And it's learning those things, because I think as a nation and as a world, we've become very lazy. Maybe that's whether that's the right word to use, but it's just become very convenient just to go and get something in a box. Whether it's because people have had much busier lives now, that could be a possibility, but we really have to go back to making things from scratch and then using those things, so we become not as reliant on purchasing goods from the store. Hey, okay, so I've mixed it up. The only thing that I didn't have, well, I do have it, it's just in the garden, so I'm going to get that dehydrated and then I'll put it in there tomorrow. But other than that, that's all ready, and then I'll start on the others. So here we go. I'll let you see. That's it there. That's a scallop potato mix. It's 2 cups of dry milk powder, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cornstarch, 1/4 cup of dried onions, 3 tablespoons of chives, which I have to get, 4 teaspoons of salt. That's because there's salt in the potatoes too when it goes into the potatoes. 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, a eighth of a teaspoon, I actually put I think half a teaspoon of cayenne, and 2 teaspoons of mustard powder. So mix it all up, and then you can just store that. So this should last, because the amount that you probably get in a packet, I would say, is maybe that much. So this makes quite a lot. We may use double because there's a lot of us, but other than that, that's good. So please, I'm encouraging you to prepare, to be wise, realize what's happening. Don't be misled by all the, the things that are happening on the TV and Hollywood, all this nonsense. Let's just focus on things that we're called to do to help others also, and reach the lost. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll leave you with this. The wise store up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool invites ruin. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 14.